Hey, what's up fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and toy collectors? This is Starscream1988, and today I bring you a review on Bandai's Godzilla. Yes, these are the vinyl figures that you can pick up pretty much anywhere in Kmart or Targets, Toys R Us, and whatever not. I pick these up always. I usually actually have always gotten lucky and gotten these at Kmart. I don't think they're the only authorized deal. I'm pretty sure that I have seen them maybe a long time ago at Targets, but they very rarely ever go there. So Kmart's definitely the place to go. These were $8.99, I believe, $9.99 at most. And for vinyl figures, that isn't too bad. I mean, they don't do a lot. In terms of children's toys, I'm sure some parents buy them, but if your child is anywhere younger than maybe 12 years of age, they're not gonna know who Godzilla is. I would think, just because there's not much exposure out there. I mean, you figure the last movie was in, what, 2004? So as it is, that's already 10 years ago. So if you're like, 12 or whatever, you were 2 years old. Of course, yes, there's always reruns of DVDs, Blu-rays, and all that good stuff, but either way. But I think for collectors, this is cool. It's a very cheap, inexpensive toy. If you want to call it that, or action figure. I really wouldn't call it that, but as a display piece, I think they're kind of real cool, and for me it's nostalgic. So anyway, enough of the back there. Let me turn around so you can see the first person here, or the first character. There we have MECHAGODZILLA, very cool. Next is King Ghidorah, not King Ghidorah, I apologize, King Caesar. I don't know why I just said King Ghidorah. And then last but not least, let me kind of separate these guys here. We have the man himself, and this was a really cool, pleasant surprise, because I didn't think that he was coming out anytime soon. So this is basically your 1954 representation of Godzilla, or somewhere around there. It's definitely part of the the Showa. Is it called the Showa? Yeah, the Showa, timeline and whatever not. But yeah, 1954 is when Godzilla came out, so that's pretty cool. Now, these two guys here were actually introduced with Godzilla in 1974 in Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, so that's pretty cool. He's only made 2 appearances ever. His last appearance was actually 30 years later in the 2004 Final Wars movie for Godzilla, and he made obviously a couple appearances, and then he got upgraded and all that good stuff. So anyway, maybe just kind of take them all out. I did already cut the little thing there, because this can be a pain. It's too big of a display. Put him there, and then we'll take this guy here. And this guy is actually the funkiest one. From what I remember reading, and obviously, I did actually read a little bit on these guys before trying to do this video for you guys. The King Caesar here himself, I can't remember what they based him off of, to be honest, but he is definitely supposed to be a dog / lion / some type of reptile. I have quite a few of these guys now, and I will honestly say he is probably the most detailed of any of these vinyl figures that we've ever gotten. I mean, look at his legs, the hair texture. Obviously it's not real fur or anything like that, but it looks cool. The colors are very nice. Again, for $9 vinyl, this is really cool. Now, he looks like he could probably articulate his waist, but I probably won't try, because it's probably glued, and it's just maybe in the way the injection molding made these guys. That's why they're kind of like this. So I won't mess around with it. Obviously there's no knee articulation. There's a little bit of arm movement. And see, I don't know if you kind of heard that. That was just a little bit stuck. So you can make him kind of do this. He looks all weird. Or you can just have him, pretty close like that. And again, yeah. Oh, it actually does. Oh, okay. I thought it was glued, but it isn't. 360 on his waist. So you're going to have him do some funky pose like that, I guess. So as you can see. But yeah, I mean, so he actually does turn. I was afraid that I would break him, but some of them, sometimes you see those lines and you just can't mess with it, because they won't really articulate. His tail's a little weird. He's kind of back heavy for some reason, because his legs are so stiff right now. Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. I might have to maybe kind of make him go forward a little bit. He's not really holding all that well. Oh, there we go. So we'll put him right there so you can see him. This is pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, King Caesar back in 1974. Same time, this guy was also introduced, very super iconic. Everybody loves robots. And yeah, he's just a representation of Godzilla over here. Now, the reason I'm pretty sure this isn't the same Godzilla from this era is because, you know, he has that long snout and he has the rounded face one. And this Godzilla here is, you know, kind of one of my favorites because this is how I was introduced to Godzilla when I was a little kid. And obviously this show came out 10-15 years before I was born, but it's the one that I remember, so I kind of like him a lot. But he's a lot bigger, and he really shouldn't be in terms of scale, unless they somehow screwed up. But you know, I'm going to show you a couple of the Godzillas, but there's a couple that actually scale a lot better to this robot here, to the MECHAGODZILLA. Again, in terms of articulation for this guy, this is all he's doing. For some reason, his hands are all, you know, flailed out or whatever. And in the movie, this panel would come down and he has some lasers there. He has some laser in his mouth or fire breath, I can't remember. A whole bunch of kind of cool stuff. And he could actually fly too. His tail had thrusters, and he could just, you know, fly or whatever not. So that was pretty cool. And his waist actually also turns, which is really nice. So that's pretty much it. And then the legs maybe, yep. So 5 points of articulation. Does his head turn? Yep. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. So you have 6 on this guy here. And again, they feel very nice. The paint apps are pretty good. I mean, with this guy here, obviously he's all silver. So there's not much, but you know, there's a little bit of orange there. I haven't seen a picture of this guy in years, so I don't know how accurate this is. But then here, where obviously the guy that's inside the costume, so he can move. This is grayish here, grayish right there. So that's pretty cool. I like his fins there, or his armor plate, you know, plate, whatever you call these. But yeah, he's pretty nice. I'll put him up there too. And then last but not least, again, is the first version of Godzilla. See, his tail won't move. This is definitely glued. You can kind of see that pretty close there. So yeah, so this is, I know that's how some of them, that's where I was saying that I'm scared to move them because I don't want them to break. But his legs can move up, so you can kind of sit down if he did that. If he's like, I don't know, just hanging out or whatever. He has no head articulation. He's just looking straight. I like him because he's almost transparent. And I know that it's probably not coming out really well on camera, but he is definitely transparent. It looks really nice. And you know, you can see his cute little teeth and his a little bit. They didn't separate the tongue and to the rest of his mouth in terms of color, but it's all pink in there and whatever not. So, but yeah, I like this guy a lot. He's really cool. I don't know if this was done on purpose, or I don't know if this is a color thing, but there's like pretty much every plate, the plating that he has tends to have like a smudge of paint missing. So maybe that's a factory thing where it just can't catch color all that well. So that's pretty cool. So we'll put him up here. Good. He doesn't fit all that well. He's huge. Now, like I was saying, in terms of separation, if you take a Towa, I can't remember, Millennium version, whatever. I'm sure people will start correcting me. He actually looks a little bit better like that. So that works out, I think, a little bit better if you're gonna do like some action scene. Yeah, this is the burning or meltdown Godzilla from the, I want to say from the 90s. Or obviously you can get the actual version that's not about to melt. He's just kind of on fire, ready to go. So yeah, this version here is the clear version, also just like that that 1950s, 60s Godzilla there. So yeah, you can do that too. So you can kind of, again, the different eras, but whatever, it doesn't matter. You can kind of do that where they're fighting each other. And I guess since we're almost done with this video, because there's really not much to say about these new guys, I'll show you Millennium Godzilla here. I'm pretty sure this is Millennium, the one that's part of the Final Wars. My favorite Godzilla in terms of just looking badass is this guy right here. This guy is beast. So he's really, really cool looking. I mean, his armor plating is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And he's a whole lot bigger too, as you can see. So that's pretty nice. I don't know what else is coming out. Godzilla's not one of those toy lines where I'm always like hardcore collector, to be honest with you guys. I do like it a lot. Obviously I grew up with it, but I don't go out and try to get the SH Figure Arts version. I think I have little Godzilla. That's pretty much it. And there's a few that I've wanted to pick up here and there, but I'm like, I collect so many other toy lines that I always kind of pass up. So that's why for me this is a very good second option, something that I can still put on the shelf, and when people look at my collection be like, oh wow, Godzilla's big. Yeah, something that I grew up with. So even $10 versus $60, $70, $80, $100 for some of the other ones. So at least I can still show somewhat of my passion. And then last, I guess we will kind of make this what I have right now in terms of just Godzilla. Here's the Mothra version, the solid version, the more color accurate, I guess. And then this one here is the clear version, when she or he or it, whatever it is actually flying and throwing its pixie dust, or whatever you want to call it, where it's usually glowing, whatever. So again, I don't know, actually, like I said, it's kind of weird. I don't really go out and try to see what I'm missing. I don't really look it up. I don't know if there's other clear versions or solid versions of this guy here or whatever, or clear version. I have no idea. But this is pretty much what I have right now for my Godzilla collection. So hopefully someday when I have them on display again, they'll look like something like this. Maybe I'll have these guys hanging out. The only thing I did see in terms of that's coming out, I think, is Batra. I think that's the only thing that I know that might be coming out pretty soon. But again, guys, we already got like 12 minutes on this here. I hope you enjoy my quick review on these three guys over there, and then my showcase of what I actually have in my collection. As always, guys, thank you very much. You guys take care. Please rate, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.